Go.
Oh, nice.
Okay, now it works. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Sea Gods Live broadcast with our Stage 10 interactive player. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we're talking about a whole bunch of things. Our Warehouse 35 deal, where we got our ULF paddleboards on for 35% off. You just have to enter Warehouse 35 at checkout, but you can do it right in this broadcast.
Nice.
Right in the broadcast. So all you got to do is click the shop button below. You'll see our ULF boards, a bunch of other stuff we're going to talk about today as well. But you can purchase right in this broadcast. You don't even have to go to our store.
But like some people are actually watching on Facebook or on our website,
That's right.
And we can still see Laura behind the camera is going to see all of your comments. And we love like when people want to comment and ask us stuff. But you'll have a better experience on the shop app. So check that out too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Within our website, though, you can actually do all the shopping stuff, but Facebook you can't. You don't get the full experience on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, maybe check out the shop app or check out our interactive player. Laura's going to put the link in the comments section.
But we welcome you wherever you're coming from.
You know, you can still put in comments. We got people checking the comments for us.
Sweet. Well, I want to talk about fashion because everyone keeps asking me like, what do I wear for fall stand-up paddleboarding? And it's the witch paddle season, which is super exciting. Mm-hmm. It's on all the social groups. I'm sure you've got one in your local area where everyone dresses up like witches and goes out paddling, and it's super duper fun. But we have some more things to think about in terms of weather and what to wear since it's not bikinis anymore.
That's right. Cold water paddling, that is a real thing that a lot of people don't necessarily give it the respect I think it deserves. Cold water paddling can be super dangerous, but it's super easy to be safe when you're cold water paddling, so we're going to talk about that.
But first, let's talk about the giveaway because
the giveaway.
Yeah, that's why Ryan is wearing his sexy onesie.
It looks like I'm wearing pajamas today. This is actually the most comfortable outfit that I own. This onesie.
I get to wear onesies. I get to wear onesies out in public, but most men don't. Yeah. But here's one that you can wear in public.
Yeah. So this
under
is,
your dry suit.
This is the Mustang Survival Kazan liner. So you wear this bad boy underneath dry suits. It's stinking warm. Like it's warm. You don't like a lot of times when you go paddling in a dry suit, you want to layer up a lot because it can get pretty warm out there. Most of the cold weather paddling I do, this onesie is all I wear underneath that thing, and I'm sweating, even if it's like minus 10 Celsius.
It's really soft.
Yeah, and it has waterproof cuffs here and here, and also down here. So if you are wearing a dry suit, or if you've worn one before, sometimes your wrists get wet. Yeah. And so it's just pretty sweet that it doesn't like soak up and bleed up into your arms when they get wet.
And like unlike women's onesies, this one has like some easy access.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. So,
yeah. Just had to point that one out for you.
There's also the slot here for the emergencies.
There we go.
Whatever you got to do, you can fit a whole 6-pack of soda back there.
So, okay, if you have not yet seen the giveaway, Laura is going to put it up. Is that right?
Yeah, in the chats, nice. Check out our Instagram. It's in our Instagram stories. We have a giveaway. We've teamed up with Mustang Survival, where we are giving away the Carta Marina ULF board, which is this one right here, which is also 35% off anyway. If you don't want to wait for a giveaway, just check it out.
Yeah.
We're giving away the board. We're giving away one of these liners. And we're giving away a Mustang Survival beanie, which is just like a nice little toque. And
the teeny weeny beanie.
And a 35-liter Mustang Survival dry bag.
Now, we changed our time. I am like a little bit upset that my beanie from Mustang didn't survive, or from Mustang Survival, I'm sure it survived. It didn't arrive in time for this broadcast because, whatever you guys tell us, we're going to do. To like some extent, right? There's a limit, but you said that this is the time that's best for you. So thank you for that feedback. All the pictures and comments and videos and reviews and cool stuff you send us, like keep it coming. We love it. Thank you.
Yeah. And so we don't have the dry bag with us neither, but if you've never seen a Mustang Survival dry bag, they're amazing. They're not the thick PVC dry bags like you typically see. It's almost like a Gore-Tex. It's really thin. They're super sturdy.
You have one.
I have one. It's not the same one.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same one, but they're awesome. They're really lightweight and they're packable, so you don't have like this big clunky thing when you're not using it. So it's a really sweet giveaway, and honestly, anything we can do with Mustang Survival, we do. My favorite brand.
Can we talk about fashion?
Yeah, let's talk
about
fashion.
Okay.
Can we start with my PJs? No.
These PJs. Yeah. Oh, do you want to do the walk? Well, I want to talk like, okay, don't wear just this paddleboarding.
You'll be wet and
Yes.
cold.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
disappointed.
this is for going under a dry suit.
Yep.
Okay. In the fall, we're not just wearing bikinis anymore, and some of our neighbors down south are still enjoying like amazing weather. Is Pearl crying? Should we let Pearl out to like play with us? She's a little distracting all of us. But
yeah, we can let her out.
let's let Pearl out. Yeah. Sorry, Laura.
The shop dog. Shop dog.
Pearl, do you super
She's
want to be out here with
disappointed.
us? Yeah.
She's disappointed.
She's like, what did I do? She wants to be a part of it. Come on, dog. There you go. She just like, anytime we have the paddle board out, she wants on. So I went paddling with a girl in February, and for real, this is what she wanted to wear, was when those Sherpa jackets were in style, and she had on just the Sherpa jacket and like
kind of
Uggs. Yeah. So I love my Uggs, but I am not going to wear these paddling because they're going to get like hot and heavy. And the number one thing to remember when you're paddleboarding in cool water, don't die.
Oh, I always thought you were going to say cotton is rotten. That's the other thing we say.
Yeah.
Yeah, were. It's not on the whiteboard.
I'm sorry. It is. I wrote, don't die. Rule number 1, Don't die. So
I'll read it next time.
Really nice, warm, cozy is what you wear before and after paddling. Even though the lining here is polyester, this is cotton, and if it gets wet, it's going to be super heavy, and it's going to do...
It takes forever to dry.
Yeah, but it's going to do the opposite of your life jacket.
Yeah.
It's going to like sink you.
Yeah.
So not
if you
bad.
wear too much cotton and you fall in the water, you sink like an anchor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So number 1, I don't wear like the belt when I'm paddleboarding in winter. I always wear the PFD, which is the Chimera is my very, very favorite, and you can get them through us. The blue is my favorite, but the red looks super sharp out there too.
The nice thing about the red, in terms of like safety, is it's way easier to spot this on a body of water than it is to spot the gray or the blue. So I'm a big safety nerd. I like to wear the red. I also wear the gray sometimes too. But if we're going out and the conditions are questionable and the water is definitely cold, red's good, because if you do get into trouble, hopefully you never do, but if you do, you have a way better chance of getting picked up by somebody if you're wearing this and not getting hit by like a boat or something like that. Flying overhead, it's impossible to see anybody. So
totally.
That's the
One
red.
other thing that is like super exciting that we have is the marine light. If we're talking about being seen, we're talking about witch paddles, we're talking about fall, we are getting earlier sunsets, which means like beautiful calm waters, higher tides. Here we go.
There it is.
Thank you. There it is.
You wanted a
I love
fashion
this
show.
Chimera. Yes. So we have the marine light, and when you're out on the water and you've got like the headlamp on, because you know you need a light at nighttime, so you put on the headlamp, you cannot see you. Maybe you can see the front of your board and you can see your friend if you like turn your headlamp to your friend, but no one else can see you from behind. And if you fall in the water, your headlamp is probably going to fizzle out. So rule number 1, don't die. Make sure your light is a marine light, like this one.
So this is a waterproof light. This is actually a dive light. Comes with a removable battery, which is super cool. I'm just going to come up to the camera and kind of show this a bit. So that is the battery there. You can pull it out and charge it. Which way? This way? This way? There we go. I can't see what's on camera here. It's okay. Don't have to move it. Anyway, there's a little button on top. Whoop, turn it on. There's a couple different settings. And what we actually like to do with these is they just mount to an action camera mount. And just like having some struggles here. There we go. Mounts to our action camera mount just like this. And then what we like to do at night is, honestly, you turn it on and you face it straight down. And when it's pitch dark outside, it makes your whole board kind of glow. So it looks really cool. But if you want to see around, you can do this. But the truth is, when you're in the pitch dark on the ocean, there's not that much to see. You're really just concerned about boat traffic and stuff like that being able to see you. So that's why marine lights are important. A lot of times you'll see red and green lights on boats, and that's just to show people who are far away where the stern and the bow, or port side and starboard. I can't remember what the colors are, but marine lights are great for being able to see. Anyway.
Okay, I don't have my thing on. There we go. So if you don't want to wear... Oh, here we go. Thank you. It's not like the Bentley commercial?
Yep.
Bentley. Okay. If you don't want to wear a dry suit and you still want to go out paddling, you've got your Chimera on, and you can wear anything that you can swim in that's going to keep you warm enough. So when you're exercising, you get warm. When you're paddling, you're getting warm. You've got your Chimera on, it's over your torso, and I'm just wearing Lulu's, and this is from Quicksilver, just a zip up, and I can show that.
Yeah.
So if it's getting like a little bit cool out, it's just a nice little zip over your bikini, and it's enough to keep the chill off if you're on like a sunny fall morning, afternoon. And you know, if you fall in the water, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to get back on your board, you're going to paddle, and you're going to have your dry bag on the front here. And that is going to be what you need to get yourself into some dry clothes so that you don't get it hypothermic. And it's okay to be a little uncomfortable if you fall, but you're not going to die. But chances are you're not going to fall. You're going to go out for that nice, beautiful paddle, and you're going to be comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to take into account the water temperature. Different people are comfortable with different water temperatures. Myself, I will paddle in something similar to this. I just have a Mustang Survival, like, yeah, it's just like a UPF 50 sort of rash guard. I find it quite comfortable. Yeah. But that's all I'll wear, like all the way into November. And our ocean temperature at the end of October is still around 9 or 10 degrees. So for me, Celsius, that's not too bad. It's a little bit chilly. For some people, though, that might be extremely cold. There are folks that wear wetsuits in our bay all year. Mm-hmm. I don't. So you have to, there's a level of comfort you have to understand, because cold shock is something that happens when you're not used to the cold and you fall in, you start hyperventilating and you can't move, and then you sink like an anchor. That's what you really want to try and prevent. So for Mandy and I, wearing tights and stuff like that, when it's early fall, that doesn't really, we don't really experience cold shock with that. But if we get into November, December, ocean gets a lot colder. That's when we start getting into wetsuits and dry suits and that sort of stuff. But again, you have to sort of understand what your limits are and dress accordingly.
So this guy is a jetty. It's made out of oyster shell and recycled pop bottles. And so we really like sustainable products that are not cotton. So if I get a little bit chilly and I don't have my Mustang Survival teeny weeny beanie, it's got a hood, and I can pull that up because you know that you lose your heat through your head and your torso and also your feet. So I might still be in my flips, or I might be starting to put on my wetsuit booties, which I'll put on next.
Sweet. Easy there. So with the jetty rash guards too, they're a UPF rated piece of apparel. I have one with a hood on it. I don't wear it a ton, and actually I wear it more to block the sun than to keep warm. But it, again, it really depends on what your comfort level is. There goes Pearl the attack dog, just chase after the mailman. What are you looking for back there? Well, Mandy's changing into her next level of warm clothes. If there's anybody who's just joining us, we are talking about cold weather paddling today, a little bit of a fashion show to describe what we wear in the fall season leading into winter. We are also talking about our Warehouse 35 deal, which has been going on for a couple weeks now. If you check out our boards below, just in the interactive player, there's a shop button. You can see our products that we have for sale in this broadcast. You don't have to leave the broadcast. You can check out right here. And what I'm standing on right now is the Carter Marina ULF, which is my personal favorite board. So that's why we talk about it a lot, just because I love it so much. But you can get it for 35% off. If you are checking out outside of the broadcast enter Warehouse 35 at checkout, and you'll get an additional 35% off the price that's currently listed on our webpage. Mandy's back.
And I'm back. Okay, so this is one level warmer. So if it's going to be a little bit of a breeze, I'm going to put on my Under Armour quick dry zip up jacket, and with the Chimera over top, it's going to keep my torso warm, it's going to keep some of the wind off, and it's still going to be really good. If you're a givener, you're sweating. So it's kind of a balance between...
You never fall in though, so I'm not sure you ever really give her, so I'll talk about the givering later.
Rule number 1, don't die. No, honestly, like, I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to fall, but you always have to be prepared. What if you do? So rule number 1, don't die, wear your PFD, and make sure that whatever you're wearing, you can swim in. So I'm also wearing...
this jacket, what's it made out of? Entirely out of polyester. It doesn't soak up any water.
No.
So you don't have to worry about taking on a bunch of extra weight when you fall in the water.
The other thing is it's pink, and I love pink, and it helps me be seen. So that's another thing to keep in mind. It doesn't have to be like day glow all the time, but I don't want to be like dressed all in black. Unless it's a witch paddle, then you do. So the thing I love about these Lululemon pants, they have the little zip here in the back, and they have a nice rib texture. They're called the Calm the Water pants, and they are made out of like a 1mm neoprene. So when you get wet, if I'm walking my board out up to my knees and you get wet, it creates that little layer of water insulation in between your legs and your pants, right? So that's what's keeping you warm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about neoprene, especially when you get into wetsuits, they keep you warm if you're not really moving around. But if you are out on the water and there's like a wind or something like that, I find the wind cuts through the neoprene pretty easy. And my wetsuit's 5'4", which means it's 5mm in the torso, 4mm in the legs and arms. And it actually has a fleece lining on the inside. But if I'm dry wearing that thing and it's 0 degrees Celsius outside, I'm actually find that it's quite cold on the surface. So I only wear my wetsuit if I plan on going in the water. So if I'm doing winter downwinds and stuff like that, we get a lot of storms in our bay, and that's when I take out the Kados up here. And once you get wet, there's like a little layer of water that sits between your skin and the neoprene, and your body warms up that water, and it just gives you a lot of really great surface area coverage with your body temperature. And then the neoprene provides the insulation to keep that little layer of water warm. That's how wetsuits really work, and it's amazing. I'll go paddling in 10 degrees below Celsius with an ocean temperature of 5 degrees Celsius, and I'm never cold, as long as I fall in at least once.
All right, neoprene is hard to get on. I'm almost ready.
I think Mandy's going into the Vaikobi. Is that what you're getting on?
All right. So can you just describe it? Because I lost my mic.
You lost your mic.
It might still be back there somewhere.
Okay, so Mandy, well, it'll probably pick you up anyways.
Okay. So this is cut for a man. Vaikobi does not have a women's line yet that I know of, but I'm not shaped like a man. So it's a 2-piece because I don't have this in my wetsuit, and I don't want to pee in my wetsuit. So it's really nice.
That's baloney.
I don't want to pee in my wetsuit.
Yeah.
You know, our product
never happened, I'm sure.
Deck pad cleaner is really good in case you pee in your wetsuit.
That's true. Yeah, right? We've actually cleaned our wetsuits with that stuff.
Yeah.
Deck pad cleaner. It's really similar to Rip Curl's Piss Off.
Which is, you know,
wetsuit cleaner.
Honestly named.
Yeah. Named for what it's meant to be named.
Yeah. So this is like, there's little holes in the arms and this material here. And then this part is like really smooth. So I really like the lines in it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I cut it here because I really like comfort more than like having tight wrists.
Cuffs.
Tight cuffs. Yeah. But this is a really good option that I wore in Canmore. What was it, like November? I think it was Remembrance Day weekend.
That's October? November. Yeah,
November in Canmore. And it started snowing. And so I was still like super duper warm with this and my Chimera. but also, where's my booties?
I don't think it was November. In Canmore? You're freezing already.
Was it October?
Must have been.
Yeah, it was the
Must
first
have been.
snow.
But those mountain lakes are cold.
So these booties, I've had them forever. These are the Flash Bomb 5 mil, and they've got like a little split toe right here.
Ninja toe.
Ninja toe.
And they're fleece lined.
Yes.
Rip Curl. Rip Curl makes amazing stuff in terms of wetsuits.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've had these guys for a couple years now, and I wear them like a ton. So investing in a good pair of wetsuit booties is going to pay off. So you don't need to have, what is this? This set is probably $500.
No.
I think
We got those at the outlet. They were like $20.
my Vaikobi, I mean.
Oh.
My Vaikobi. So it's not cheap wear, right? But you know what else I do wear is these babies. So these, you don't need to have like $1,000 outfit on to go out paddleboarding and have a good time and be safe. As long as it's not cotton, it's polyester, you have your PFD on, and something warm. So these are really thick and they're lined with this like polyester fleece. And you know, you're wearing it, it looks like you just had like a good dinner last night because they add about 5 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. There's one video we did wearing these in the garage, and it adds a little bit around the waist here. But they're warm and they're comfortable. And I think I got them for like $20 at Winners. So you can go Vaikobi, high end, super like.
It's made for
technical.
paddling.
Yeah,
it's made for paddling.
It's technical, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're out on the lake and you're like 2-minute paddle to shore and you just want to get out there and have a good time, this is all you need. Okay. If you're serious and you like to wear the good stuff, it's out there. And even though it says it's for men, I don't know. How do I look, babe?
Looks fine to me.
Looks fine to him.
Yeah, fine to me.
Yeah. All right.
Are you getting in that wetsuit?
Why don't you get in your wetsuit? Do you like it?
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah. There.
Here it is.
There it is. Let me take this guy off, yeah. Thank you. I just like feel weird having only. Oh yeah, do it. So Ryan's gonna put on his dry suit. Do I wear like one booty? Let's talk about this. I'm gonna take my other booty off because I feel weird just like wearing one. Actually, Annabelle, do you have the picture of me at the Monster and Sea 24?
Stuff here.
Yeah. So it's the picture where I'm like down with my oh, here's another one. No, it's not working.
No?
No. I'm gonna take Ryan's. Okay.
So weird.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm out there and I am wearing these Vessies because they are waterproof enough, and I couldn't find my no, you know what it was? It was so cold that night and I was wearing my wool socks. So I wore my wool socks and the Vessies, and we're out for the Monster and Sea 24-hour paddle. It's like a non-official cancer charity. And so, you know, if you're planning not to fall, wear something that if you fall, you're going to be all right. And if you're like out there at 2 a.m. in the pitch black, and it was down at Deep Cove in Vancouver, these were like totally good enough. Vessi, by the way, is a Vancouver brand, which we love. Oh, no. We're not getting any sound off that one. Are we getting sound on this one?
Just when we push like a picture.
Oh, okay. Okay, are we good? Check one. Check two. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, so this, what light is it? Oh yeah, this is when we've got the marine light and it's pointed like right down at the board and it makes your board glow, which looks amazing. And I see these people putting their like little colored light strip all around their board. But honestly, you just need a high quality marine light and a board that looks sick and it'll glow. So it's super cool. Okay, here's Ryan.
In a dry suit and sweating profusely already. You have to hold it right up to my face. They actually pick up sound pretty good.
Oh, okay.
So this is a pretty major dry suit. This is the Mustang Survival EP 6.5 race suit. So this is actually meant more for like yacht racing and stuff like that, and like big open ocean stuff. But I wear it paddleboarding. When I wear a dry suit, typically I don't plan on going in the water, which sounds counterintuitive, but when I'm paddling in like big waves and stuff like that, I find that I can paddle better in a wetsuit. But if it's cold out and it's like a calm day and I'm just going for like a nice long calm paddle, I'll wear the dry suit. It's because I don't sweat quite as much in it, depending on how I'm layered. And then it's got a couple like this one. All of them don't. This one's got like some quasi dry pockets, so I can put like my phone in there or put whatever I want in there. And it's got some sweet reflectors on it. And if I can do this, it's got this really sweet fluorescent yellow sailor hood that honestly keeps your ears really warm. So just like throw that bad boy on and like I'm super easy to see. And then the other thing with dry suits is you have to wear shoes because the bottom are actually like footy pajamas. And if you step on a rock or something sharp and get a pinhole, you're going to be really upset when you go in the water. So I just wear Chuck Taylors, of course, just like that. And like this is how I paddle. And if it's really cold, I'll put on a beanie.
Teeny weeny beanie.
But yeah, that's the dry suit. And like you got some pretty good momentum or movement in here. There's tons of room in the armpits, tons of room in the knees. There's Velcro along the back here, so like if I want to, I can make these really tight around my legs, so it's not quite as bulky, like this. And then around the cuffs. And then here, the only part where you really get wet is there's neoprene cuffs around your hands. And that's why having the liner is nice, because it's kind of like a water-resistant cuff. So when water eventually a little bit does leak in there, it won't be too bad. And then up here is also a neoprene cuff around your neck. So you pretty much got to make it as tight, as comfortable without choking yourself. And that keeps the water from going in when you're floating around out there. And finally,
Yeah.
I can wear my Camara over top of this, which is what I typically do.
That was my next question. So
Yep.
do you wear a PFD with a dry suit?
Of course you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there's a place to take my leash right here, which is pretty sweet. And then I can make the sides like as tight as I want. So you can really kind of make all sorts of adjustments to make this thing as comfortable as you want it to be. And then you just give her.
And you look super serious.
Yeah. If you don't want to look like a tourist, people will be like, "Oh, that guy's hardcore."
You're definitely not a gorb, which is a geek on a rented board. You definitely know what you're doing.
The other thing about dry suits too, Mustang makes a ton of great ones, is the zipper. So there's like zipper maintenance you have to do. Comes with a little bit of silicone grease. You want to make sure that your zipper stays greased. Otherwise, it's not going to be that waterproof, and it clicks. So I don't know if we can hold this here. There's like a click noise that you can kind of hear it chunk in there. And if you don't make sure that if it's not actually clipped, then as soon as you fall in the water, it's going to leak in there through the zipper. So you want to make sure you're properly zipped up.
Nice. All right, let's let Ryan take off this dry suit. And can we talk about this cup holder? Okay, so we did this really fun parody of the Bentley commercial. I don't know if you guys saw it. We have some fun with TikToks. We did the parody of the Bentley commercial, and I was like, Bentley, on this cup holder that we had as sort of like a sample that we were checking out. But I don't want to sell like crap. There's a million pieces of crap that you can buy on Amazon, and that was like one of them. Just to like show the things that you can put. But we didn't want to sell that. This is one we've been working on developing that is actually like more solid and sturdy that I like. So it has a spot. I'll move this got bag here. It has a spot here for your coffee mug. If you happen to be airing on October 12th on Dragon's Den, then you have one of these. And it has a spot for your phone. I like to have mine in a Cali case if you've got a phone case here, but some people don't want to put it in the case because they want to have it like out there ready to take a picture, case free. So this is the option if you want to make sure you're not dropping your phone in the water. There's a nice safe place to put that. And it screws right in to the action camera mount here. And if you're a fisherman, which is another thing we get asked all the time, it has a spot. Can I bring it up to the camera and really show this guy off? Ooh, here it is. So it has a lot of spots here to hook stuff on. So if you have like fish hooks, that's what that's for right there. So coming soon, we have a poll. Is this what you wanted? Is this the one you've been asking for? Let us know. Annabelle's a poll app I'm using. So plus, it's a beautiful color. It's a nice blue, and it's really sturdy. And there's 2 sizes of beverage holder. Hopefully, you all are being responsible with your beverage of choice on the water, which is another reason I have like not brought in a cup holder because we really promote après bevies. But if you have your kombucha or your pumpkin spice latte, this is going to support you. So let us know if this is what you're looking for. Yeah.
What else we got? We are basically out of time, but we'll keep going as long as people are interested.
Okay.
Give me this thing.
One more change.
One more change. What are you going with? You getting in the wetsuit?
Let's do the wetsuit. Okay. That's yours.
It's right here. Yeah. Mandy's going to change into the wetsuit. So Mandy's wetsuit is another Rip Curl product. We used to have a Rip Curl outlet in our little town, and we frequented it a lot because they had some really rad gear. My 5.4 mil wetsuit was only $75 there. So in terms of like, what is the least expensive way to get on cold water safely? Typically, wetsuit is the way to go. And if you,
why I don't like wearing a wetsuit. Because it's so hard to put on.
oh come on, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep going.
No, we're gonna take a moment of silence here.
Okay.
To watch the wetsuit putting awning.
Maybe you have a better method, but
Do you put it all the way inside out?
I do because I have a lot of body to like get in this wetsuit.
So Mandy's wetsuit is a Rip Curl. I think yours is it a Dawn Patrol or a Flash Bomb? I can't remember.
Dawn Patrol.
Dawn Patrol. Mine's a Dawn Patrol as well. And it's got a fleece lining you can see on the back here. So this is on the inside. There's like a little bit of fleece. Yours is a 3/4. So it's when you see wetsuits and they say 5/4, 4/3, etc. The first number is the torso thickness. So just, your torso. And the second number is the limb thickness. So Mandy's is a 4/3. That means the torso is 4 mils thick and the limbs are 3 mils thick. And then it has the Flash Bomb fleece liner, which makes it like super warm on top of the fact that it's a wetsuit already. And so Mandy's worn this in lots of cold conditions, similar to what I would wear mine in. But you don't come with the downwind stuff. You just wear that on like regular paddles.
Yeah, like when we go out further from shore.
Yeah. Getting her.
I don't love it.
Getting
but
her.
I wear it because it stops me from like, if I fall, my paddle's not over. I can keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I wear it when we get like little surf swell.
Yeah. So we did if you've watched us before, you probably heard us talk about our tuning skills courses that we've taken lots of. Did you wear a wetsuit? I know I did.
Yeah.
It was 2 days of paddling. We paddled about 12 hours each day. And the first day I wore my wetsuit the entire time. and we didn't really have to go in the water. And I was so sweaty at the end of it. It was gross.
This is the key move here.
There we go.
To really get your arms in there.
And then the second day, I decided not to wear my wetsuit because I was so uncomfortable with the heat. And about 1 hour into the paddle, we had to learn how to do a rescue. So I had to go in the water sans wetsuit, and we were pretty far out there. So the water definitely was not warm, and I froze. And then I was jackhammering for the next 11 hours. So not a smart decision on my part. And that was mid-April. So, but open Pacific gets pretty cold, a lot colder than it does in our bay. So you just got to be careful.
So the reason why I don't love paddling in a wetsuit is it's like you've got all this extra like elastic energy you have to put into your reach, right? So you can get a wetsuit that is called a Farmer John or a Farmer Jane that doesn't have the paddle arms here, and then you can get a jacket over top. So yeah, to get rid of that. So which is why I will normally wear the regular tights, my line tights, and a quick dry hoodie. Yeah. Right.
So that's pretty much it. Fall. What's this? How often do you have to put
stuff on the zipper?
Stuff on the zipper. Oh, I do it like once a year. It's not very often. You can sort of feel in the zipper whether it needs to be lubricated or not. So it comes down to how often you use it. I don't wear my dry suit that often. My personal preference is to wear a wetsuit, just because I find dry suits to be a little bit bulky, and that's probably just because of the dry suit that I have. But there are some really great options out there. I know Mustang Survival has the Hudson, which is like more of a form-fitting dry suit, meant more for paddling than mine is. Supskin, they're a company in Europe that specializes in making paddling dry suits, but they're insanely expensive, and you have to ship them from Europe. So it really depends on what your comfort level is with the cold weather, making sure that you're safe for what your comfort level is, and also your budget. You know, dry suits easily get into the thousands of dollars. Typical decent wetsuit is like $300 to $500.
I just want to like reiterate though, like if you are not in the budget to get like the expensive, the wetsuit, the dry suit, the Vaikobi, fleece-lined polyester tights, and like a quick dry hoodie with like a nice warm athletic stuff underneath, even your Lululemons, depending on like what the temperature is outside. And you're going to be able to get out there and go for a paddle on your lake until it freezes, or on the ocean like on a sunny day. Yeah. But just be prepared. If you fall, you might be uncomfortable until you get back to shore. Yeah. So almost like a disclaimer. You're not going to catch me wearing stuff like that if I'm going to be 5 to 10 kilometers away from shore. No. This is like if I want to go swimming and like need to swim back somewhere. But if I'm this is for like just cruising around the pier or whatever. Yeah. If you're just gonna go up for a little rip, you're gonna be totally fine. Yeah. Cool. Right on. So we still got some people in here. One thing to remind everybody, we are doing a really sweet giveaway with Mustang Survival. So the board that we are currently standing on, this is our ULF touring board. ULF stands for ultralight fusion. It's how we make the upper and bottom layers, and it makes the boards really light. This is the Carta Marina ULF touring board. Yeah, you can flip. Watch out for the stuff that's mounted on there. So we've teamed up with Mustang Survival to give away one of these boards and a Mustang Survival beanie / toque, depending on what country you're from, and a 35-liter dry bag, which is super sweet. And this Kazan liner, which is, again, it's the most comfortable like article of clothing that I have. Sometimes in the winter, I just put jeans on over top of this and I just wander around like it's my shirt. Yeah, so it's so rad. I just like drink my coffee in it every Sunday morning in December. Do you drink it out of this? Yes. Something else is very cool. So if you're in Canada, you're probably familiar with Dragon's Den, maybe even the States as well. It's called Shark Tank in the States. It's exactly the same show. But a couple months ago, we got invited to go onto Dragon's Den, and we got to pitch the dragons, just like pitching the sharks. I don't know what they call it on Shark Tank.
But October 12th at 8 p.m. on CBC, you can watch the episode of Dragon's Den that we're featured on. So tune in. You can watch it on cbc.com or cbcgem.com. It's free streaming.
Oh, sweet.
So check those out. October 12th. What else do we have? The Warehouse 35 giveaway. Don't forget. That ends, it's the 27th. So that ends in 3 days. So
we're actually moving like tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll be like super busy with that.
Yeah.
But just like make it easy on us, guys. Like help us to
Yeah.
move less boards tomorrow.
Yeah. So go to our website or right here in the live stream broadcast. Warehouse 35 at checkout gets you an additional 35% off all of our ULF boards. So the Carta Marina ULF, the Infinite Mantra ULF, the Diatom, the Elemental Wave, and the Kados ULF, 35% off. That works out to, if you buy 2 boards, that works out to like $800.
Yeah, it's better than Black Friday. It's the best deal we're gonna have.
Yeah. Last Black Friday, I think we did
30.
Yeah, we did 30 on last
30%
Black
off.
Friday, so it is a better deal.
Yeah. I know.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. That's what happens when developers buy the land that your stuff is stored on.
Yeah, and we'd rather be doing this than
Yep.
moving. So,
Exactly.
thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any like follow-up questions, you can always reach out to us.
Yeah, info at
Yeah.
seagods.ca. You check us out on the Facebook groups. We're always in the chats. Yeah.
Right on, guys. Stay safe and happy paddling.